Aloha and welcome to the Friday live coaching call. I'm Tom Gaddis. I am excited to be here. We have a fantastic coaching call lined up for you today. We have been hard at work behind the scenes, updating, optimizing, and improving SmartDirectoryAI. So today, I'm going to roll out and show you some of those optimizations. I can't talk today. Changes and things we've been doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about our SmartDirectoryAI strategy because I still see people in the group say, hey, I don't get this directory thing. How does this help me? What does this do? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Of course, we're going to have shout outs. We're going to talk about accountability, and I'll take your questions as well. Hey, Lars, good to see you. Regina, Ramsey, Barbara, welcome, everybody. All right, look, with that, why don't we dive in? So I want to do something here. Actually, you know what? Let me start with this. Hold on one second here. So let's talk about the directory strategy in general and why we use it, what we do with it. And then I want to give you a little live demo of the updates, the changes, and all the stuff going on inside Smart Directory. All right. So first and foremost, the directory method, like let's just take Smart Directory AI, the software tool, out of the equation. The directory method, the directory strategy overall is a prospecting system. That is how we use it in our agency, right? In fact, just yesterday, I sent over 2 new leads that we generated through our directory site to our sales rep, people that responded to the automation emails. Every day when I go in there, there's people claiming businesses, there's activity, right? And that is what the directory brings to your business. It brings activity, and the directory generates that activity for you through automations and some other things we have set up there. And then you're able to pick off clients because of the activity, right? So I want you to just maybe think about your current situation, right? Like, how many opportunities do you have to actually have a conversation with a potential client, right? To do that, you have to have activity. So prospecting is all about generating that activity. And there's lots of different prospecting methods, right? You can go to live events. You can go to networking events. Now you're generating the activity manually, right? The whole purpose is to get out there, start conversations so you can talk about what you have to sell and what you're doing. People use cold email, right? They send out cold emails. What are they trying to do? They're hoping to start a conversation. Cold calling, just picking up the phone and calling people. What are we looking to do? We're just hoping to start a conversation, right? The problem with all of those methods is, one, they are all difficult and frustrating. And two, most people are not receptive to them, meaning that, like, when you go to a networking event, like if it's a business related networking event, you know, usually people are nice and they want to hear about you. But the minute they think you're trying to sell them something, it's usually a little kind of like off-putting, right? Same thing with cold email. How many cold emails have you sent out over the years that nobody even opens? Nobody ever responds, right? They know you're selling something just from the email you sent. There's no reason for them to even pay attention. Cold calling, same thing, very effective, but you got to deal with all that rejection and all the people that as soon as you call them, their shields are up and they're like, I don't want to talk to you, blah, 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 right? So what our directory strategy does is it makes all of those things that I just talked about really, really easy, because you're no longer coming at these people from a position of looking like someone trying to sell something. In fact, it's the opposite. You're now coming to them as someone who is bringing value to them and supporting the local business community that they are a part of. And that is really the magic of the directory strategy. Now, we've had different tools over the years to implement this strategy, but that strategy is the core piece of everything we do, right? It's how we built the agency up in the beginning. So SmartDirectoryAI is the newest, latest, best technology to get a directory like that up and running so that you can start to have those easy types of conversations. So that when you send out an email, not only do people open it, but they actually respond to it, right? So that when you decide to talk to someone on the phone, they are receptive to your call, right? They're not like shields up. They actually listen to you and you have an opportunity to move the relationship forward, okay? So let me show you what I mean. Let's just talk about cold email. So look at this. So here, I'm going to share my screen over here. And I'm just going to show you this. So I put a very small list into SmartDirectoryAI and ran them through our free listing outreach sequence. And look at this. 46 emails sent, 87, pretty much an 87% delivery rate. Look at that open rate, 47.5%. And I think this is like from day 2. 12.5% click rate. Look, I got a 5% response rate. So I don't know if all of you know this, but if you can just get a 5% open rate is considered really good in cold email. A 5% reply rate is like a crazy stat, right? Like this open rate is nuts, right? So 13% bounce, nobody unsubscribed, nobody complained, right? We're looking good here, looking good here. So let's take a look at another one. Let me see. Here's email number 2. So that was just email number 1. So the first email that those 46 people got, I had that kind of an open rate. Look at email number 2. 41 people got email number 2, delivered over 97% delivery rate, 35% open rate, 5% clicked, right? Accepted. I mean, this for email number 2, really, really good, right? Really, really good. I don't know any other strategy that gets these kinds of results so quickly. Look, here is the stats over 2 days. Look at that. Email 1, 51% open rate. Click rate, 9.68%. Look at email 2, 39, 5.62%. I mean, this is pretty crazy stuff, right? Like, would you like to have those types of results out there? Right? Look, here's when the process has gone even further. Look at this. Email 1, 51.6, we still talk. Look at email 2, 47. Look at email number 3. Email number 3 and 4, 40 and 50% open rates. I mean, that's crazy, right? All of the emails getting opens, getting results, all of that stuff, right? And what does that result in? Well, it results in claimed listings, right? Here's inside my SmartDirectoryAI dashboard. These are just a couple of claims requests that came from those sequences, right? So businesses, they see their listing, they claim it. Now we can continue these conversations, right? Now that they've claimed the listing, they start to get emails about upgrading to premium. Look at this. Here's one of our more recent, this is just on August 23rd. Listing upgraded to premium, right? So this is what the directory strategy does. All of this was done through automation. None of that required me to talk, pick up the phone, or do anything else. I just loaded them into the free listing outreach. They went through the process. When they claimed, they went through the premium upgrade. And then they purchased what you saw. We had a purchase of a premium. But what else happens when that, after that, right? So they purchased the premium, then what? Well, then we have some automations. that offer to sell them marketing help, right? Like for standard marketing services. And then we have a sequence that does AI. And so look at this. Here's a lead from that sequence where this is me sending it over to the rep. Told you about this, right? I think this was yesterday. But you can see this prospect, this customer is responding to the sequence about SEO. I don't know if you can see it there. Let me see if I can see. The subject line of this email was, when customers search for your services in this area, does your business show up? ? Right? And so she reached out to me because she said, look, there's a singer with my same name and I used to rank in front, now I'm not ranking anymore. I want to talk about SEO. And so I said, look, hey, Megan is the person you need to talk to. I'm going to send you your way. Megan actually has an appointment booked with that lead next week. So this is what the SmartDirectoryAI system does, right? This is what it does. It generates activity that you can then use to turn prospects into clients. And in this process, like, people were responding to the email and asking me, hey, tell me more about this directory site. What do you have going on in here? Like, I was actually communicating with other leads and prospects along the way, building those relationships. So this is what SmartDirectoryAI can do for you and your business as well, because it is a prospecting system, right? That is what we use it for. That is what we recommend you use it for. And if you guys remember, I showed you last week this little, this graphic of our path to success, right? And you see SmartDirectoryAI is sitting over here at number 3. Well, why is it number 3? Well, because one, we recommend that you get high level, because that's the tool that we use to run our agency from. Also, SmartDirectoryAI just loads right into your high level account, so you can do everything in one place. We want you to go through the AI agency fast track so that you understand the big picture of what's going on, right? This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. And if you've been through the AI agency fast track, by the way, who on here has been through the AI agency fast track? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. So you know that one of the biggest parts of this type of online business is prospecting. That is the number one revenue producing activity you can do. Yeah, Margie says me, right? Yes, yeah. Well, SmartDirectoryAI is that piece of the puzzle. It is the prospecting system, right? And if you're an AI Profit Center member, SmartDirectoryAI is included with that, because we want you to set that up as your prospecting system. We also teach you another prospecting system outside of SmartDirectoryAI, but AI Profit Center then goes into detail of how to sell AI services on the back end. So I just want to try to reiterate again how this all fits together, why SmartDirectoryAI even exists, and what you want to use it for, right? It is your prospecting system, okay? It is your prospecting system, and it can just run in the background. Like, you don't have to manually do it. Now, when Nick and I first started this strategy, we were doing it ourselves, right? We were calling businesses, emailing them, all that stuff. Then we hired an appointment setter, and we had to take on the expense of an appointment setter and doing all that. But now with SmartDirectoryAI, a lot of that is handled by the automations. And very soon, once the outbound AI agent is integrated, you won't even need anybody else. Like, it will actually call any business that claims a listing on your site. So we're actually testing this right now. We've built this all out. We got early access to the outbound AI dialer from high level. So eventually what's going to happen for all SmartDirectoryAI users is you will be able to load a business into your directory. They'll get an email asking them to claim their listing. When they claim their listing, not only will they get the email sequence, but an AI agent will call them as a courtesy call to verify all the information, make sure they're set. And then the AI agent will offer them your upgrade package, or it can offer to book them on a strategy call for you. No people involved. That is going to be like, boom, right? Like, whoo, and that is coming very, very quickly. So let me show you. I'm going to kind of put our money where our mouth is. All right. And I am going to show you the improvements we've made in the setup process. So if you've been looking at SmartDirectoryAI and you think, oh man, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of work to get this all set up and all that, we have really streamlined this process. So just take a look at the SmartDirectoryAI members area. So for those of you that are existing SmartDirectoryAI members, you might remember that in this members area, let me refresh this because I think we just made some changes to this morning. You might remember that in this members area, there used to be the 5 steps, and each step had multiple videos in it, right? Well, we have been hard at work with the developers, and we have gotten the setup of your Smart Directory site down to this. These 5 videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will have a base Smart Directory AI site set up that you could immediately start prospecting from. That's all you have, just these 5 videos. Everything else is if you want to customize it, personalize it, maybe you want to add some extra stuff, but just doing this little section right here will give you a site that is ready to go. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to show you the new and improved setup process, what it looks like, and then we'll take some questions and we'll do shout outs and things like that. Are you guys good for this? What is it? Who said, oh, more fumbling around? Okay, here we go. All right, here's what I'm going to do. So I did do something before the call started. So you do need to have a domain name for your directory site. So I went into Namecheap. We recommend Namecheap, that you set it up through there. And I bought this domain, GoSummerlin.com. I couldn't believe it was available. Summerlin is the city, the area that I live in Las Vegas. So I bought this domain, GoSummerlin.com, and I'm just going to open up that section because I'm going to connect this domain in a minute, show you how this all works. Okay. So a couple of quick things, because I do see a lot of people get derailed when it comes to naming their site because they get this like paralysis by analysis type thing where, yeah, Philip, we buy all of our domains in Namecheap, all of them. The naming. So here's what I recommend you do. Don't spend a lot of time in coming up with a name. Pick something that's good that you like, but set a deadline. So give yourself 24, 48 hours, make a list. One of the things I did to get this name is I just went into ChatGPT. Look at this. I went into ChatGPT. I'll show you what I did. Right before this call, I said, give me 10 catchy names for a URL to a local business directory in Summerlin, Las Vegas. So it popped out SummerlinSpotlight.com. That one was $13,000. I mean, I love you guys, but I wasn't going to pay 13 grand to demo it. I didn't even look at the other ones because I just looked down the list and I was like, oh, I like this GoSummerlin.com. So I just went. It was available. It was $11. $11. So here we go. $11. So anyway, that's what I did. And it literally took me not 2 minutes. And then I went to Namecheap. I looked. The domain was available for $11. I bought it. Probably 4 or 5 minutes top at total. It took me to come up with the name for this directory site that we're about to build. Okay, that's what I want you guys doing. Don't go agonizing about the name and all that stuff. Get one and get moving, right? Again, the whole point of this is prospecting. Okay, so the first thing, first I'm going to go over here. I want to delete this snapshot because I want to show you guys what this looks like from the get-go. So let me delete these snapshots so you get a little better picture of what this is going to look like from your end. Okay. So I'm here in the agency account. So I'm logged into my Go High Level account. I am not in a sub account. I'm just in my high level account. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load the SmartDirectoryAI snapshot. So I'm going to go in here to this 5 steps to getting live. The very first step is setting up your sub account and snapshot. So I'm just going to click on this. I'm going to click the link below the video that says click here to import your SmartDirectoryAI snapshot. It's going to open up a window and it's going to say, do you want to import this snapshot? And I'm going to say yes, import now. And you can see here's the SmartDirectoryAI snapshot. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. If I want to see what's in here, I can click on it and look, high level just added. This is a new feature. You can click these little things and see everything that's coming in with this snapshot. All of the assets that are going to be imported when you import this snapshot. Okay, look at all this stuff. So this is everything that's imported with the SmartDirectoryAI snapshot. And it is already in my high level account now because I just imported it. Okay, you can see this is the latest one. All right, so that is step number 1. We imported the snapshot. Step number 2 is, what is step number 2? It is adding that snapshot to actually installing the snapshot in a sub account, right? So here's how we're going to do that. Check this out. So I'm going to go over to sub accounts here on the left. And I'm going to click this big blue button, create sub account. Okay. Now, I want to talk a minute about this because you see I have 2 options here because of the level of high level account I have. I can make this a SaaS account or I can make it a regular account. And you may be wondering, well, what's the difference between these? Well, a SaaS account allows you, the owner of the high level account as a whole, to charge that individual sub account extra fees. So you can basically mark up anything that they buy through high level when it's a SaaS account. So like the AI agent, you can mark that up if you have the ability to have a SaaS account. And if you want to charge more than what you're paying to whoever's using that sub account, you make it a SaaS account. A regular account is just like a sub account that you, the owner, are using for yourself. So it's not, there's no way to mark it up. You just make it a regular account. And then if there's any charges, they're just charged to whatever card you have on file with your regular high level account. Does that make sense to everybody? That makes sense to everybody? So, okay. Chainsaw, I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. So I'm going to talk about the payment, a new thing as well. So, all right. Let's see. Margie says no. So Margie, you can do either one of these. You can make it a SaaS account or you can make it a regular account. If you're not, since it's for you personally, if you have this option, just make it a regular account. It doesn't need to be a SaaS account if it's for you. Okay. So this is for me. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make regular account. And then you're going to see up here at the top, there's imported snapshots. And you see how it says 1? If I click on that, you're going to see there's the snapshot SmartDirectory.ai. So I'm just going to select this snapshot. And I'm going to go to add manually. And then I'm just going to put in my info. So Tom, my last name is Gaddis. I'm going to use my tom@tomgaddis.com email. My business name is going to be Go Summerlin. I'm not going to put in the niche. This is not a real phone number, so do not try to call it. I'm going to put in an address. So we're just going to say, directory Summerlin. I'm going to put the city as Las Vegas, state as Nevada. I'm going to select the country, which is the United States. I'm going to put in 89138. It's a Summerlin zip code. I'm going to put in the website as GoSummerlin.com. And I'm going to select my time zone, which is, I hate it when it does that, Los Angeles time right here. Okay. Now, I do not want to add sample data And then it says, is this my client's account or is this my own account? This is my own account. So I'm going to select this is my own account. Okay. And then I'm just going to click add sub account. And this is the big improvement in this process. If I switch to this sub account, we are now pretty much like really, really close to having a live site. So I want to show you this. We're going to install the app. Okay. So now we have this Go Summerlin account. So now I'm going to go down here. I'm in the Go Summerlin account. I'm going to click on App Marketplace. I just have to switch this to sub account view. I'm going to search for Smart Directory. Here it is. I realize I did forget to do one thing. I'm going to click install, allow and install. Now, if you're purchasing Smart Directory on the app marketplace, you would pick this option. But if you purchased Smart Directory from us, you would have received a license key in your email. So you're going to pick the free option because it's going to ask you for a license key. And then you just click confirm. And that is installing. Now, I am going to pause this for a minute. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I just realized I forgot to get a license key. So I'm going to open up a super secret document right here. And I'm going to grab a license key real quick so that I can show this to you guys. And then we'll come back. I'm sure the app installation will be done by then. So let me scroll down here. Find a super, oh, here's one. Okay. We'll just use this one. Tom demo. Okay. So I'm just going to grab my license key. So this would be the license key that you receive in the email that you get, right? Okay. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back to the sub account. So here, I'm going to share my screen again. So you can see I'm still here in Go Summerlin, right? And the app has finished installing, but I don't see Smart Directory AI in my menu. So I'm just going to refresh this real quick. And a simple refresh. And you will see now down here in the lower left-hand corner is Smart Directory AI. And if I click on that, it's going to pop up a window to enter my license key, which I'm going to enter. I'm going to agree to the terms. I'm going to click verify. And boom, there it is, my friends. Smart Directory AI, the snapshot and the app installed, right? Super, super simple. It has taken us a lot of work to streamline the process like this to make this as easy as possible. So here we are, right? We've got this set up. So what does our site look like right now at this point? So let's do a position check. If I click preview, look at this. This is a special base foundation theme that Cameron and the team put together so that you can just run with this if you want, but it's easy to change these images out, put your own logo in here. But again, you're going to have a great looking base site once you're done with these 5 steps. So you can see my menu is already starting to be built. I got a lot of stuff going on here, right? So what do we do next? Well, next, we're going to add in our pre-built content for the base foundation of Smart Directory AI. So to do that, I'm just going to go over to branding. I'm going to select this theme. You can see here's the theme. I'm going to click on edit. And you guys see this button here that says load dummy data. I'm going to click that button one time. This is very important. Only click it one time. So I'm going to click it once. It's going to seem like nothing happened. Resist the urge. Resist the urge. Right now in the background, the Smart Directory AI application is loading in dummy data. Do not go back and push that button again. It looks like nothing has happened, doesn't it? It looks like nothing has happened. But in the background, things are happening. You can see right here, 36 business tags have been created. This happened because I clicked that dummy data, okay? Business tags created, images are with them for all the big general kind of niches for a local directory, Now, every few minutes when I come back and check, there's going to be new things here. Pretty soon, businesses are going to start popping up here. So I just have to let this run and do its thing, okay? So I'm not going to try to mess with anything while that's running, but while that's going and the dummy data is loading. Now, by the way, the next update we roll out, you won't have to push that button. When you load this, it will just all be there and you'll be ready to go. So we're streamlining this even further. You won't have to do this step. You won't have to add the data. It'll just automatically be there. But for right now, if you're a new Smart Directory AI member, you are going to hit that button. But remember, only do it once, okay? Only do it once. Yes, Mark, I recommend that you have it in its own Go High Level sub account because it just makes it much easier to keep track of everything. Technically, you don't have to. You can put it in a sub account with your agency if you want, but unless you're really good with high level and you can make sure you can keep everything separate, meaning the workflows and who's getting what information, because the purpose of a sub account is to make sure that if you're sending information from a business, that it's that business's information. What's a better way to explain that? Think of a sub account, think of high level like an apartment building, okay? If we had an apartment building and there were no apartments inside, it was just a big open space and everybody lived in the big open space, I wouldn't know whose couch that is. Well, whose cheese is this in the fridge? Whose popcorn is this in the cabinet? There's no way to keep track because everybody's all in one space. But when you have apartments, now I can go, oh, I need the popcorn in 12C. And you know exactly where the popcorn is in 12C. So high level and high level sub accounts perform that function. They block off a business so that you can make sure all of the assets belong to that business, right? So easy peasy, you can create your own tags. I'll show you all that here in a minute. Super easy to edit all this stuff, guys. This just gives you the base to get going. And then you're going to edit, customize it, and all that stuff. So look, if we go back to businesses now, you can see it's already created 5 businesses. And a couple of them are premium. So eventually there's going to be 36 accounts and 36 business tags. That's how you know all the dummy data has been loaded, okay? 36 accounts, 36 business tags. Now, you may see this message up here that says 1 or more premium accounts are not configured properly. What does that mean? Well, when you have a premium account, you have to assign it to one of your premium plans. But since we haven't created any plans yet, it doesn't know what plan to associate with these listings, okay? Free is free, but premium, you need a plan. So let me show you real quick while this dummy data is loading, how to create a paid plan, and then we'll come back and see how everything's going. You can see 7 listings now. So it's loading up, right? It takes a minute. It takes a minute. Gerard, you don't need this video. I mean, you can watch the replay of this on the YouTube channel, but all of the videos in the Smart Directory AI members area have been updated to show this process. In fact, I go into a lot more detail. So they're already in your members area. Philip, you can load dummy data on an existing Smart Directory AI site that you haven't used yet, as long as that button's there, right? So let me show you how to create plans. So up in this menu, there's this little button, plans. And you can see I don't have any plans right now. So I'm just going to click add plan, and we're going to make a free plan. So I'm just going to say free listing. I'm going to call it get seen locally. I'm going to give it a description. I'm going to set the currency as US dollars, but you can pick from any of these currencies wherever you're at. Pardon me. I'm going to make the monthly price 0 and the annual price 0. That went down the wrong pipe. Okay. And now somebody mentioned Stripe. So you can connect your Stripe account inside of the Smart Directory AI app, and Stripe will handle all of your payment processing. And there's nothing else you need to do. You just click connect, go through the little process Stripe tells you to go through, and boom, whenever you make a plan, it will automatically create products, everything. You'll be able to take payments to the site, all that stuff. But what if you can't use Stripe? You're in an area you don't want to use Stripe. This is another one of our big improvements to Smart Directory AI is this little toggle switch right here. You see it says external checkout. If I click this on, now I can just put whatever payment links I want in here, and the Smart Directory AI site will use those. So if you want to use PayPal, if you want to use something else, all you would do is go into the payment system that you want to use, create a payment link for whatever you want to charge for your monthly, create a payment link for whatever you want to charge for your yearly, and you would just paste those in these blocks. Now we're not charging anything for this, so I'm just going to use google.com. So there's your URL there. And then I'm going to go over to next, and we're going to say, oh, well, I'm just going to turn a couple of these on at random so you can see this. We're just going to include these 3 things in free. Not going to go into all that. You can offer a trial if you want. I'm just going to click submit. So here's our free plan. Now I'm going to add a paid plan. So I'm going to click add plan. We're going to call this local spotlight. Now, again, one of the other changes that is coming is when the data loads into Smart Directory AI, these basic plans will already be created for you. So more visibility. And then I'm going to just make this an annual price of $250. No monthly. Then I'm going to turn on the external checkout. Because I don't have a monthly, it's only asking me for a link for my yearly. So I'm going to put this in here. All right. Then I'm just going to click next. And then I'm just going to turn all these on for my premium listing. And then this is another update. So you can move these, by the way. If you want to reorder these, you can move them around however you want. You can also add your own custom items to these payment plans. I'll show you how to do that real quick. So let me just turn all these on. I'm going to click next. I'm still not going to do a trial. I'm going to click submit. There's my payment plan. So right now, if I go up here and click preview on my site, first you're going to see that businesses are starting to show up, right? Here's all the business tags and the awesome images. Look at all this. Woohoo! And then if I go to the pricing page, you'll see here are my 2 plans. And this was another update. If you don't add a monthly price, it will not show the monthly option. So it will just show your free listing and whatever your paid upgrades are. If they're only annual, they'll just be annual. Now you can have more than 2. You can have 3, 4, as many as you want. If you put in a monthly price, then what happens is, I'm going to go back to the local spotlight. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to make a monthly price of $39. Okay. Of course, now it needs a payment URL. I'm going to click next. I'm going to click next update. Oh, I don't know why it said that. All right. And then we'll just do this. Oh, it didn't update for some reason. Here, let me just create a new one. That way you guys can see this here. I want to show you this. So I'm just going to create a new plan. Delete. You saw how easy it was to delete the old one, right? So I'm just going to say local spotlight. Cameron, make sure we take a look at that. More visibility. And then this time I'm going to give it a monthly price of $39. I'm going to give it an annual price of $250. I'm going to turn on the external checkout. I should have copied these, right? Make it easier. I'm not the techiest person. I'm just going to turn a few on. I'm not going to go back through turning everything on just so we can speed this up. I'm going to click submit. And now you'll see when I refresh this that I have a monthly option. And then if I click annually, I have an annually option. So that's what I wanted to show you there. Okay. And again, you can reorder these, change them however you want. The other thing here is if you want to add a custom item, like let's say that with your paid listing, you want to include a blog post or a social media post or whatever you want to include. Well, if you click on this advanced settings, you can make custom add-ons right here. So you just click new add-on, you give it a name. So I might say one blog post a month, and I could say $99 value. And then I just click add. And now if I go back to one of my plans, like this paid plan, and click edit, if I go over to the list, you'll see now at the bottom, there's that custom thing I created. And I can add this to the plan. And so, oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that. So annoying. Well, we'll fix that, guys. Don't worry about that. But that's how you do it right there. Okay. That's how you do it right there. So, okay. Let me refresh this. Let's see if it took over there. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So let's go back and see how our dummy data is coming along. Okay. 36 accounts. So everything is here. 36 business tags, 36 accounts. So now to get rid of this message, if I go to the premium accounts and I just assign them the premium plan, you see it says select plan. I'm just going to pick local spotlight. I'm going to go down here, pick local spotlight. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to pick local spotlight. Boom. Now these are our premium businesses. And again, if I go back to my homepage, you will now see things are really coming together. Look at this. Here's 3 premium listings on my site. Here's free listings down below. The business tags. This are the businesses listed in the slider. There's some blogs here. Like this site is looking pretty great, right? And look at my menu. Now my menu has its main categories and it has all its subcategories. Plus, if I go here and I click cafe and brunch, you'll see there's the cafe and brunch. If I click Mexican restaurant, there's the Mexican restaurant. So if I click pizza, oh, the pizza one's not set up yet. But these will start filling in, right? As we go through and more of the dummy data gets in there and all set up, right? Now, if you want to customize this stuff yourself, super duper easy. You can add your business tags either by uploading CSV or just click add new tag and you create it right here. You can go in and edit existing tags if you want. If you want to change the menu, no problem. You just go over to branding. You go into the theme. This is the category, subcategory, and header menu. This is how the menu works. So these top level items are categories. Everything you see listed here is a subcategory. And so you can just click on category. You see these are my main. If you want to add a new one, just click add new. If you want to edit an existing one, edit. Here's the subcategory, same thing. You can edit, add new, super duper easy. And then you can determine what pages show on your menu. If you want to show blogs, you leave it on. If you don't, you turn it off. Super easy, right? Super, super easy. And then I'm going to refresh this real quick just to see. If I refresh this and the blue load dummy data goes away, that means it's all finished. So let me just double check this. Oh yeah, see, now the blue button's gone. So all the data is in there. All right. Okay. So, I mean, this is pretty awesome, right? Look, we've probably been 50 and I'm talking, so it's taken me even longer, right? But there you go. There you go. This is all the stuff, right? This is all the stuff looking good. So right now though, look at this. Our domain is preview, this preview domain. So once I have the site to this point, like this site is good enough to start prospecting. So if it were me, I would at this point connect my domain so that this site is live. And then as I'm adding my own businesses, I would be prospecting to them. And as my businesses go on the site, I would just delete the demo businesses. And it's very easy to delete the demo businesses because if you go into your contacts, they all have the tag demo. So if you want to find all the demo businesses, you just click filters and you're going to do it by tag and you find all the businesses with the tag demo. And now this will be all of your demo businesses and you can delete them. But there's no reason to delete them right now. I would just leave them here. I would load my first list of contacts. When I make them listings, then I would just go back and delete these demo businesses. Does everybody follow me there? Yeah, Mark, much easier, right? Much easier. Now, you can edit all of this stuff, the logo, the hero image right here. You do all of that in the SmartDirectoryAI app under branding. So when you go to branding and you click edit, if you you can see right here, here's where you'd put your own header logo, your footer logo, right? You can adjust the colors. And then if you go to pages, actually, this is how you add custom pages. I'm not going to go into that right now, but you can add custom pages to this. Here's content. So here's the hero content. Okay, so the hero content is this section right here where this we have this kind of animated image of this town. So if you wanted to replace this with like a picture of your cityscape, all you do is go right here and just upload that image right here, and it will replace this image. And we also have a map option. So if you don't want to show, you can show a map if, I don't have the Google thing connected, so that's why. But you can show a map if you want, but I recommend using a nice image. Again, you can use this to start while you're finding and updating. So the whole point of us getting everything optimized like this was so that you could start prospecting as quickly as possible. So if you just get the base SmartDirectoryAI site set up and then start adding businesses, you can be prospecting and customizing your site at the same time, right? At the same time. So that's really kind of the goal here, be prospecting as quickly as possible. So I talked about how to do this stuff. What else can I show you? So, let's connect the domain. Let's connect the domain. Let me show you that process. So I'm here in the domain part, right? I'm going to click on advanced DNS. So don't let this scare you if you're new to this. DNS stands for domain name server. Again, in the members area, I have a video that outlines this entire process step by step. And I even have links for the various different places your domain name may be hosted, okay? So this is covered in the members area in detail, but I'm just gonna walk you through this real quick. So this is the DNS. You can see this is set up as parking. So I'm gonna delete these because I don't want them right now. And we're just gonna add our own DNS. So I'm gonna go over here to the SmartDirectoryAI app, and I'm going to go into, this is kind of in an odd place, but I'm going to go into branding. I'm going to select the theme, and you'll see the second option is domain. Okay. This is really important to know about SmartDirectoryAI. Number one, you do not need a hosting account. All you need is a domain name. The site will be hosted here inside your high-level account. You do not need to buy an SSL or add an SSL. That is included with SmartDirectoryAI. So when we connect the domain, the SSL will be installed. You do not need to create a redirect to www. Whatever your domain is. The system does that automatically. So all we have to do to make our site live is create what's called an A record. One single A record. And the info to do that is right here. So here's what I'm going to do. I get this domain connection info, and you'll see it tells me what to do. And it says that we need this IP address right here. So I'm going to copy this IP address, and I'm going to go over to Namecheap, and you see where it says add new record. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to create an A record. Okay. Now, for an A record to go to your root domain, you want to put in the universal symbol for root domain, which is the @ sign. So I'm going to put the @ sign in host, and then I'm just going to paste that IP address I copied right here, and I'm just going to click save. Now, domain name servers can work quickly or they can work slowly. Sometimes they take time, okay? It can take up to 24 hours for your domain name records to what they call propagate, which means for the internet to realize that everything is connected. So when you go back to your SmartDirectoryAI site, I'm going to put in my domain name, and we'll see what happens. So you can see it says enter your domain name, but don't include the HTTPS, right? So I'm not going to include that. So I'm just going to post my domain name here, and I'm just going to hit update. And it says loading. And we shall see what happens. So again, sometimes it takes up to 24 hours for this all to propagate and properly work. So I don't know if we're going to get lucky or if we're not going to get lucky. So I'm just going to move on and we'll come back and double check this. But eventually this will, if you get an error message here that says domain not configured correctly, don't panic. Don't panic. That just means that it's still propagating. So just wait a little bit, come back, click this again and see what it does. And if it doesn't, if something messes up or it keeps saying that, then just reach out to support, SmartDirectory.ai/help. They can help you do that. So I'm going to leave this and we're going to just move on while it's doing that. Okay. So I really want it to connect though, so I can show you our finished site. But we'll see. Let's see. Did it? Nope, it didn't connect. So it must still be propagating. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll just come back to that at a later date, right? So there it is right there. Okay. All right. Boy, that's a lot of info. So I wanted to show you that initial setup, right? So this is how we go from no site at all. And you saw, like, I just did this live right here on this call. Like, you can get this foundation site set up very, very, very quickly, just in an afternoon, right? Once your site is live, now you can start customizing it. And if you look at the updated members area, that's exactly what we're going to have you do, right? You're going to get milestone number 1 is to get your base site live. And then you can start customizing it to make it your own. Change out these images, edit the menu if you want, right? Add your own businesses, put your info in here, all those types of things. And then everything else in this training is really about how to operate the Smart Directory AI site. But you should be up and prospecting and doing all this stuff as well, right? Okay, that was a lot. I'm going to look over and see what kind of questions we have. What do you guys think of the new and improved process? All of that stuff, right? If you've already done the DNS, just leave it as is, Marjorie. John says, well, we're talking about the same thing. A record, right? If you have it, you'll leave it. Cameron, make a note of that. See if the devs can change that from a name to a record. That's probably a good change. Reno Business. So we are working on a new menu builder. So this is an improvement over our original menu, but there is a more robust menu builder coming. But that's a little bit of a project. So they're moving along really nice on it. It should be done pretty quickly. But yeah, we are working on that. Syed says, you nailed it. Oh, awesome. Helping Hand. So if you want to create your own business tags for a couple niches, let me show you this. I'll show you this real quick. Let me share my screen again. So inside the dashboard, if you go to businesses, right here on the left is business tags. So all you do is just click add new tag. You can add an image, make sure you make a nice image, and then just give it a name and click add. That's it. Super duper easy. Margie says, cool. Awesome. Yeah, we are, we've said this from the beginning since we very first launched Smart Directory AI in April. This is, the core, one of our core products, and it is something we use in the agency every day. I mean, I don't even have that pulled up, but we're using this to prospect daily. It gets results. It works, especially if you're new and you're nervous about selling and talking to people. This thing will be a godsend. And I just saw somebody in the group the other day that was like, hey, Tom, I took the suggestion you made about the script last week and made a change, and I've signed up 6 businesses. I've got 2 people on the hook for clients. Like, it just makes the conversations natural and easy, and there's none of that resistance that you would normally get. Not to mention that putting the businesses in and letting the email do all of the weeding out people that are interested in not is super duper helpful. All right, so awesome stuff. Yeah, if you have questions about Smart Directory AI, let me know. If you want to check it out in even more detail, you can go to the link scrolling at the bottom of your screen, SmartDirectory.ai. And then I'm going to get back to your questions here in a minute. But first, I want to do some shark shout outs. First, a big shout out to Peter and Kalua Potts for getting their Smart Directory AI sites live. Congratulations. And by the way, if you're a new Smart Directory AI member, I better see you posting that your site is live in the next few days, because this process is super duper easy, right? Much, much, much improved. So Peter, Kailua, excellent, excellent. All right, next up, we're going to do some shark shout outs. We've had a lot of great wins this week. Mark, who was in the comments chiming in there, he reported some wins, 2,800 monthly recurring between July and August. He signed a consulting client. He also, Mark is like a master at getting his services sold to the people that help him. He called an electrician. They came to fix something, and he ended up selling the guy a $1,000 package and 99 setup fee. Awesome, awesome win. That was a great one to see, Mark. Alberto upgraded a home cleaning company to use Go High Level for review management, $350 a month. New basic website for a plumber in LA, $800. An agreement for SEO monthly services for the same site for $800. So $800 for the site, $800 a month for the SEO. Awesome, awesome win, Alberto. Paul Michael, existing client, added another Google ad campaign to their services, adding $750 in monthly recurring revenue plus $1,250 setup. He started using the new approach as mentioned on the Friday coaching call and ended up with 3 new listings for his directory site. This is the win I was talking about. So what Paul's talking about there is someone had mentioned to me that they weren't getting listings when they were reaching out to businesses. And I was like, that can't be, like, what are you saying when you reach out? And what they were doing was they were asking the person if they wanted to be on the directory. That is not what I show you in the training, okay? You don't want to, if you reach out to someone, even if it's free, and you're like, hey, I have this free listing, would you like to be on it? They're just automatically going to say no, even though it's free, because that's just how people are. Like, you probably do that for things that are free. You think there's got to be a catch. They're just trying to sell me something. So you just say no, like as a default. That is not how we operate with our directory process. We tell them they have a listing. And all we're trying to do is confirm that their information is correct, because it's already live online. There's no choice. So when they get that prospecting email, it says, hey, your business has been added to GoSummerlin.com. Please go here and make sure all the information is correct and claim your listing. So stop. If you're asking, stop it. Don't do that. Start telling. That's how you get results and progress with this. Next up, Greg Blackwood closed 3 clients for his outsource your marketing standard package in Singapore, $9.98 a month each. Awesome stuff, Greg. Greg, I saw your message about, I just haven't had a chance to respond yet. Cody Weaver, monthly SEO to a photography studio, $575 a month. Website transfer for a manufacturing company, $1,500, $475 a month for SEO. Awesome work, Cody. That's a grand total for the week of August 23rd to the 29th of $11,097, a grand total since the start of 2025 that you, our community, have generated $834,276.43. Awesome work, everybody. Give yourselves a big clap. That's a great total. We're closing in on $1 million. Closing in on $1 million. All right. So let me go back and see what kind of questions we got. And then, oh, yes. So Smart Directory AI works with the basic high-level package. So you do not need to upgrade to one of the more expensive packages. If someone from high level tells you that, they're misinformed. You can do everything with SmartDirectoryAI in the base high level package. We deliberately built it that way. I will tell you the reason why high level might tell you that you need to upgrade is because most app developers don't do that. Most apps on high level are only work if you have an agency level account because you have different functionality. We deliberately built SmartDirectoryAI so someone with a base high level account can get it and start working with it. Pardon me one second here. Let's see. Ray says, for services, are the sites 500 to 800 per month or one-time setup fee? Also, are we getting them into high level or setting the site up on their host? Ray, all things that are up to you, right? All things that are up to you. There are different ways to do it all. So it depends on what you're doing. So some of the wins that you just saw, those people are selling the site for a one-time fee, and then they're adding on another service that's a monthly charge. So like Cody sold a website, and then he sold them SEO monthly recurring. So if you're building a website, that is, unless you're selling it as we do this too. So you can sell a website as a one-time fee, or you could say, hey, and we do this a lot with clients that can't afford a custom website. So our custom websites start at, I think, 6,500, $7,000 and go up from there. Like, we will not build a website for less than that. So we get a lot of people that come to us at the agency, but they just don't have the budget for what we do. And so we put together a go high level pre-built website template, and we sell those for $120 a month if someone can't afford the custom site. Now, that is probably more than you'll be able to charge. Like, we're able to charge that because we've got a portfolio, experience. We can back up that price, right? But you can also charge monthly if you don't want to do that. So it's really up to you. If you want to do SaaS, but you don't need SaaS to do SmartDirectoryAI. That's why I showed you just a regular account works. You don't need to do SaaS to make SmartDirectoryAI work. So yes, if you want to sell SaaS, then you're going to need that account. But for SmartDirectoryAI, you don't need it. Like, you don't need to sell SaaS to make SmartDirectoryAI work. We don't really sell SaaS. Like, we sell high level and then we manage it for them. So we kind of sell marketing as a service, and part of that is that high level. They get high level and then we run it for them. Okay, I'm going to pop in our Cash App tag today. Look, if you guys enjoyed this training, let me know in the comments. Like it wherever you're watching it. If you haven't checked out SmartDirectoryAI in a while, go check it out. Lots of changes, awesome stuff happening here. More exciting ones to come with the AI outbound and menu updates and all kinds of other stuff. But I want to give away 2 Cash App gift cards today. So if you guys go to this, if you just put this hashtag, green this here. If you just put this hashtag into the chat right now, here in a minute, I'm going to draw and we're going to give 2 $25 Cash App gift cards away. So SmartDirectoryAI, wherever you're watching this, in YouTube or in high level, there we go. This is a great question. So we use a geo-based directory, but you can absolutely use a niche-based directory, just like you're talking about here. So yes, we do have people doing that. So if you're in a niche, like we have a home services directory, like that works just as well. Again, I know everybody wants to know what's the best. I have to tell you, there is no best. They both work. General work and niche specific work. You just have to put in the effort and work them, right? So yeah, they both work. Here we go. Sean, you only need SaaS if you're rebilling your clients. But since SmartDirectoryAI is not, I mean, if you sell SmartDirectoryAI to a client and you want them to operate it and rebuild them for whatever they're doing, then you do that. But you do not need SaaS to operate SmartDirectoryAI. You're just going to have to trust me on this. It works if you don't have a SaaS account. You don't need it. Okay. Somebody said, can we niche down and delete the other tags? Yes, absolutely. I show you in the training how to edit all that stuff. So yeah, if you want to do that, you're good to go. Yes, you can find the recording of this on our YouTube channel. Just go to offlinesharks.com/YouTube and you'll find this recording there. All of these Friday coaching calls are recorded and posted to the YouTube channel. All right, I'm going to do our first winner. So our first winner of $25 in cold, hard cash. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Hey, Margie! Congratulations. Margie, that was my grandmother's name. Margie, the team is taking note of your name. If you could go to offlinesharks.com/support, submit a ticket, let them know you're a Cash App winner. They'll get you squared away. All right. Our second winner is... Dun, 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 dun. I can never time that song right. Rose! Rose, congratulations. You are the second $25 Cash App winner. Again, the team is taking note. If you could just reach out to them, offlinesharks.com/support, we'll be good to go. All right, everybody. Awesome, awesome stuff. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to all the people that posted their wins from the past week. Let's keep that momentum going. Keep them coming. Big shout out to the people that got their Smart Directory AI sites live. If you don't have a prospecting system in place, your business has a gigantic hole in its bucket. It is a big leaky hole. You need to fix that as soon as possible. If you do not have a prospecting system that works in the background, you need something, whether that's Smart Directory AI or not. I don't care, but get a prospecting system in place that's happening Monday through Friday for your business. It will change your business and your life, even if you're only reaching out to a few people. Just the other day, I added 12 businesses to my directory site. Only 12 businesses. I got 2 claim listings and I sold a premium. Like, you do not have to be contacting thousands of businesses to get traction with this. So if you want to check it out, go to SmartDirectory.ai. I'll be back here next Friday, same time, same place. We'll have another Aloha Friday coaching call. In the meantime, if you have questions, offlinesharks.com/support, or we've got the school group, the Facebook group. I'll see you guys around there. I'm off. I'm excited. College football starts this week. I'm glad it's back. If you guys need anything, let me know. Stay safe. Practice Aloha, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.